the final strains of the British anthem, a procession winds its way through London carrying a beloved monarch toward her final resting place. Good evening, I'm Lisa LaFlamme on special assignment for City News. How can you sum up 70 years on the throne? To be completely honest, there are no words that can justify or give justice to what we witnessed today. And perhaps that's why the hundreds of thousands gathered here in London were almost silent. Silent in awe, silent in reverence, in a final farewell to Queen Elizabeth II. A final journey begins after lying in state. The Queen's coffin leaves Westminster Hall. The new King and other members of the royal family join the procession to nearby Westminster Abbey, a building that had great significance to Her Royal Majesty. The same hallowed building that hosted Elizabeth's coronation in 1953 and her wedding to Prince Philip 75 years ago. Now the site of her state funeral, a service that the Queen herself had a hand in planning.
Have I been so long time with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip? He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. Thanks be to God.
Her late Majesty famously declared on a 21st birthday broadcast that her whole life would be dedicated to serving the nation and Commonwealth. Rarely has such a promise been so well kept.
And then the last post, a trumpet's call signaling 2 minutes of national silence, followed by the start of another sacred procession. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police leading the way, with Big Ben tolling faithfully in the background every minute. King Charles III, joined by his sons William and Harry, for a march to the famed Wellington Arch, where the coffin is transferred to a hearse for the next leg of the journey to Windsor Castle. With thousands lining the route, another memorial awaits inside St. George's Chapel, the site of Prince Philip's funeral last year, as 800 guests look on. A smaller, more intimate ceremony begins. One by one, ancient rites of passage play out, marking the end of the Queen's reign. The sovereign's orb and imperial state crown are removed from the coffin and placed on the high altar. The new King steps forward, placing the Queen's company camp color on his mother's coffin, a flag made in 1953 for her coronation. Then, another highly symbolic moment. The Lord Chamberlain, the most senior official in the royal household, breaks his wand of office, ending his service to the Queen. Amid the final words of dedication, Elizabeth's coffin is lowered into the royal vault to be buried with her late husband, her parents, her sister, in a private family service.
Queen, head of the Commonwealth, defender of the faith, and sovereign of the most noble Order of the Garter.